Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 113 of Brew Talk with Mr. Beer. My name is Robert Lewis. I will be your host once again for today's show. As always, we appreciate you guys taking the time to tune in and watch our weekly videos. Hopefully you're enjoying them and finding them somewhat informative and you're learning something, or it's a good refresher for you. If you ever want to run a reference or notes for any of our videos, including this one, just go to our website, go to the blog page, mrbeer.com. Click on the blog button or mrbeer.com/blog if you type it all out. Search bar in there. We have all the videos in there as well as the written form of the videos. So if you want to go back and read something, you can do it there. If you just feel like listening to me talk, just go read it and then you can get the information there. I got a quick episode for you guys today. It was a question that was actually asked in our Facebook group a few weeks ago, and I thought it was a very good question, so I thought it'd be a good video topic pertaining to cold crashing. So the question is, after you cold crash your beer, do you need to bring your beer back to room temperature before you bottle it, or can you just go ahead and bottle it? Something that we didn't really discuss in our cold crashing video we did. So you guys or if you're wondering what cold crashing is or how that processes work, we have a video on cold crashing. I think the best place to probably get that would just be go to YouTube page at Mr. Beer and just search through all of our Brew Talk videos. You can filter by the playlist. It's down in there somewhere. I think it was last year. It's a little while back. But just a quick recap on what cold crashing is. So cold crashing is when you put your fermenter in the fridge, or just using something else that you use to cool the temperature down for 24 to 48 hours before bottling. And what this does is going to help that trub layer on the bottom settle, and all the kind of floaties in the beer, if there's any hops in there, fruit, any yeast kind of floating around, all that stuff's going to kind of settle to the bottom, and it's going to really help clear up your beer and really reduce the amount of trub you're getting in your bottles, or trub, or the amount of beer you're getting in your bottles, not the amount of beer, the amount of trub you're getting in your bottles when you're bottling your beer. That was very confusing and quite the tongue twister for me to say. But yeah, it's a great way to clear up your beer. A lot of people do it. It's a big thing in our Facebook group. Like I said, it's one of our more popular videos that we've done. So if you want to reference it in detail, go watch that video. So, the question comes into play, I think, because when you're using an ale yeast that ferments, between 70 and 78 degrees, or 68, 78 degrees, you need to carbonate at that same temperature. So carbonation temp we recommend with our ale yeast and our recipes and our standard refills is between 70 and 78 degrees. At those cold temperatures, ale yeast goes dormant. So that's why when you put it in the fridge, everything settles because that yeast is dormant. It's no longer fermenting. It's no longer active. So to answer the question, you do not need to warm it back up after you cold crash. You just go ahead, put your fermenter in the refrigerator. You're ready to bottle, take it on out and start filling up those bottles. For one reason, it kind of warming it back up defeats the purpose of the cold crash. It's going to kind of help things loosen up, and the yeast is going to wake up, and you're going to kind of get some more cloudiness back up in your beer again, so it won't really be as clear as it was from the get-go. And also, once you bottle your beer and you put it out into wherever you're storing your beer at, in that 70 to 78 degree range, it's going to start warming up, and as it warms up, those yeasts will start waking up and becoming more active, and they're going to eat the carb drops or the sugar that you put into your bottle to create that CO2 to get you some carbonation in that beer. So to recap, you do not need to warm your beer up before you bottle after you cold crash. Just go straight from fridge to bottling is probably the best way to do it, especially to keep the impact of the cold crashing is having on your beer. You don't want it to warm back up and loosen up all that stuff at the bottom or make your beer a little more cloudy than it would have been. So hopefully that was understandable and informative for you guys. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to give it a like or comment or share it when you can. Make sure you're following us on all social media platforms. We're just at Mr. Beer on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We do turn out a little different content on each platform. If you're posting on Instagram, make sure to tag us in your beer pics. We love to share them in our stories. Make sure you follow us on YouTube. That's where we post all of our brewing videos. I think we're going to have one coming out in a few days now where we brew one of our recipes, so keep an eye on that. Follow us on YouTube at Mr. Beer. And if you want to learn more about Mr. Beer or just brewing with Mr. Beer, join our Facebook group, Mr. Beer's Brewing Society. We're over 2,000 people in there, which is pretty cool. It's a fun place to hang out, interact with fellow Mr. Beer brewers and some of our customer service team here in the office. It's just answered 3 questions and we'll let you guys in. That's going to wrap it up for this week, and I will talk to you guys next week. Cheers.